Is your PC not booting or showing no bootable device errors? Then don't worry. In this video, I will show you how to fix it fast by repairing or recreating your EFI partition using command prompt. So let's get started. First, you need to boot your PC using Windows 11 or Windows 10 installation media. If you don't know how to make a bootable USB, then there's a detailed tutorial in the description that shows you how to do it step by step. So first, plug in your USB and turn off your PC. Turn it back on and go to BIOS. During startup, enter your boot menu, usually by pressing F12, F2, Escape or whichever key your manufacturer shows on screen. Once you enter BIOS, go to the Boot tab. Use the down arrow key to choose your USB drive. After choosing your USB drive, move it to the top of the boot priority list. Also, you can select your USB drive from BIOS Boot Manager. If the boot menu key is not enabled, then you can enable boot menu key from BIOS settings. Now press F10 to save configuration changes. When the computer restarts, press boot manager key. Choose your installation media. Select the USB drive and hit enter to boot from it. When you see the Windows setup screen, click on Next. Click Next again. Then click on Repair My PC and click Next. Now choose your keyboard layout if prompted. Then go to Troubleshoot. After that, go to Command Prompt. Now type this command, DiskPart, and press Enter. This opens the DiskPart tool. It lets you manage disks and partition on your computer. We will use it to create a new EFI partition. Next, list all the disks connected to your computer. So type list disk and hit enter. This shows you every disk attached to your system along with their sizes. You need this to identify which disk has your Windows installation, the one that lost the EFI partition. Now select that disk so you can work with it. Now type select disk 0. Replace 0 with your actual disk number from the list. Make sure you pick the correct one because any changes you make will affect only that disk. And press enter. Check what partitions are on this disk. Type list partition. Then hit enter. This lists all existing partition on the selected disk. You can verify whether an EFI system partition already exists. If there's none, that's exactly what we are about to fix. If you find an existing EFI partition that's damaged or incorrect and needs to be removed, then type select partition 1. Replace 1 with your correct partition number and press enter. Now delete it. Type delete partition and then hit enter. If you see the message, cannot delete a protected partition without the force protected parameter set, then type this command, delete partition override. Note, make sure you are delete the correct partition because the override parameter forces deletion of protected partitions. It's helpful when Windows refuses to delete certain system partitions. And hit enter. Now as you can see, DiskPart successfully deleted the selected partition. Now create a new EFI partition with the proper size. Type create partition EFI size equals 300. Here we are creating a 300 MB EFI partition. Because EFI partitions usually need around 100 to 300 of space to store boot files. 300 MB gives you extra room for safety. You can use 200 or even 100 if you want, but 300 is a safe default. and hit enter. Now as you can see, DiskPart succeeded in creating the specified partition. Now type list partition and press enter. This confirms your new EFI partition is created. You will see it in the list. Then type select partition 1. Replace 1 if your EFI partition shows up as another number. This picks the new EFI partition, so you can format it next. And press enter. After selecting it, you need to format it. So type format quick fs equals FAT32. This does a quick format using the FAT32 file system, which is required for EFI partitions to work correctly with UEFI firmware. And hit enter. Now you should see the message. DiskPart successfully formatted the volume. Now assign it a drive letter. Type the command assign letter equals k. This gives your new EFI partition the letter k temporarily so you can copy boot files to it. K is just an example that usually avoid conflicts with existing drives. Here you can choose any unused letter. And now press enter. Now you will see the message. DiskPart successfully assigned the drive letter or mount point. After that, exit DiskPart. Type exit and hit enter. This closes DiskPart and returns you to command prompt. Now identify your system drive. Type C: and then dir and press enter. This lets you confirm that C drive is your Windows installation. If your Windows folder is on another drive later, make sure to use that later in the next command instead of C. Next type BCDBoot space C: \Windows space /s space K: space /f space all. This command copies important boot files from your Windows folder to the new EFI partition, which we named K. The part space /s space K: means copy to drive K. And space /f space all means make sure the files work on both UEFI and older BIOS systems. And hit enter. Now you should see a message saying boot file successfully created. Now you can exit command prompt. Type exit and hit enter. Turn off your computer. Remove the USB drive. After that, turn your computer back on. Now as you can see, it's boot normally again without those EFI or boot errors. And that's it. You have successfully recreated the EFI system partition using command prompt. So that's it for today. If you found this tutorial helpful, then please give it a like, share and subscribe our channel for more tech tutorial and fixes. Thank you. Thanks for watching.